Good morning from day 42. I'm leaving Moreland Gap Shelter at about 7:30 in the morning. For some reason, there was a lot of commotion and talk at like 5:30 in the morning, which is, I didn't have roosters, but I just had loud people. I don't know why. I didn't hear anything else in the, scared like there was a bear or something. They were just chatty for some reason. I think everybody just had to get up and use the bathroom at the same time or something. So anyway, plan today is to head into town. It's about 15 miles to get there. So looking forward to heading over to Boots Off and checking that out. Yeah, nice cool morning. It was cold. It got into the mid-30s last night. So I was happy to have nice warm layers. I'm gonna put some gloves back on and start hiking. Not a crazy amount of ascent and descent. Especially in the morning, I'll be starting with a ton of descent, so I won't be getting my blood pumping, but still have a heavy pack with too much food. So I'm looking forward to lunch so I can continue to eat and eat and eat. All right, off we go. So, first night in the tent went well. Still learning how to kind of adjust with that. The little bump out on the side for the 0.5 other person is nice to kind of drop your gear over there. So that worked out really well, and the moonlight was coming through in the morning. I didn't even have to use my headlamp to kind of pack everything up and get going. And surprisingly, I found it much easier to pack up than to set up in that small confined space. But yeah, so getting up, and then one of the first things I tried to do was go get my food bag. So dropped it down, no problem, and then was pulling up the line, which was up and over a very large tree trunk. I say it's probably 2 feet in diameter. That was that it kind of was on a major lean, like it was half fallen, kind of like that tree up there. And on the end of the line, it's got a D-ring, a little carabiner, and it lodged in the bark and would not let go. And I'm pulling and pulling, and I'm thinking, this would be such a horrible reason to cut the line. I did everything right, and was trying different ways, trying to give it slack, and eventually gave it a good solid pull, and it pulled free. So I also have this bear toggle that I know I'm going to lose, and I may have lost it today. I always work hard to try to keep it in a pocket, and but because I had to focus on dislodging the line stuck in the tree, I swear I put it in a pocket. Maybe I put it away. We'll see. Little things like that annoy me. And then, since I am kind of doing things out of order and on my own today, I always take a quick moment to canvass my tent area, and I almost left a tent stake behind. So wouldn't want to start the day after my first tenting one stake short. I have 2 spares, and of course I can get into town and get more, but that's another thing that would annoy me. So I may be down a bear toggle, we'll see, but 1 mile in, going strong. It was in my pocket after all. So this is called the Apex Giant Dog Bone. I really love this because you loop the line through here, then you go around through both sides, almost like you're tying off a boat. And you don't need any knots. It's just real simple. You don't have to worry about trying to find the right branch to do what they call the PCT bear hang. So I like it. It's a good product. I think it was like $10. And it weighs like 0.1 ounces. All right, cruising along just fine. And then see a massive downfall. And I think I have to crawl under it because up and over might be too hard. Down and around, yeah. You could try to find the steps where other people have tromped down the woods. And I think a lot of people are probably elected to go up and over or down and under. Mostly down and under I bet. Joy. Pack off, crawl. All right, I didn't get too dirty, but before I, went under it myself, I threw my poles first, then my pack. And as I threw my pack, it rolled, and then it did another roll, and then it did another roll, and I'm like, oh goodness, please don't have my pack roll down the mountainside, and then me have to go find it. Probably water bottles and everything flying off in different directions. And so, fortunately that didn't happen, but, when you're out here with two people, at least when you have one person kind of look out for the other. And this is the kind of little things I'd read on my own and be like, great, I did something stupid. All right, let me hurdle this next little obstacle here. Lots of downfalls right now. As you can see, that's a root ball from the tree that fell over there. This area is still just so hit hard by Helene, and it just takes time for it all to recover. And all right, let me get going. Oh my goodness. This almost would have been worth hiking another 2 miles for. I didn't have it in me yesterday, but this meadow is really pretty. We've got a nice bright sunrise right there, and in this meadow. And there was a little water source down there, allegedly. I don't know how good it is. All right, I don't get to go on to YouTube too often, even though I'm posting all these videos on YouTube and they're all scheduled out. So there's a little bit of a delay. And so I'm seeing some comments from back when I was summiting Snowbird Mountain after getting out of the Smokies. And so I appreciate the compliments that I actually knew what a vortac was on top of Snowbird Mountain. So one of the other kind of questions I got out here was, we're seeing a lot of insects, and generally no. I mean, I love insects, the harmless ones. So if I find an interesting one, I'll try to get it on camera, but I've hardly seen any insects, especially any pest insects. So yeah, we see some ants and we've had some gnats, but no real mosquitoes. A couple every now and then to make you wonder, are they starting to come out? But it's really no mosquitoes. Some bumblebees, lots of butterflies and moths starting to come out, which is always, really pretty. And of course, they never stick around to let themselves get filmed, so I can never show you all the beautiful black and yellow and orange butterflies that are fluttering around. So fortunately there have also been no ticks, none that I've seen, none that anybody has ever talked of so far. That is going to be a concern. When we came out here, Darby and I treated all of our stuff with permethrin to keep insects and ticks away. But that only lasts so long and will fade away in the washes, so you have to retreat. So I'm thinking in Damascus is when I'm going to go through and retreat all of my clothes and even spray the bottom of my tent if I have the time and the resources to do it. So yeah, so that's it for insects. Pretty minimal, not a lot, which I'm fine with. I think with the cooler weather, that has certainly kept them at bay. When we start coming into the true warmer weather, yeah, I don't want to be at the point where I have to wear a bug net over my head. I know some hikers, especially if they get way too fast in the Northeast, they have to endure some biting insects. I certainly don't want that. So I'll take boring no insects right now versus biting pest insects and being coated in bug spray. I do have Deep Woods Off with me. I have not had to use it at all just yet. Just fortunately, it's just a little travel size, so it doesn't take up much weight or much space. I'd also previously pointed out in a video that this is called American Cancer Root, and a much more knowledgeable subscriber than I am about backcountry flora and fauna said this is called bear corn because it's easy to digest, and when bears come out of hibernation, they can easily find it. So cool, just a recap on that, but seeing it all over the place still. What a strange little plant. All right, done 4 miles this morning. A small, cozy, looks to be a studio house. Maybe one bedroom, lots of open, spacious windows where you can look out and see the views. Probably can catch a good little bargain on it. Hi, puppy. You're so good to see you. Hi. Hacking out here with Duffy and Pity. Duffy, aka Macho, and the amazing Pity, aka Mouse. The wonder dog. Hi. Attack. Okay.
He's like, nah, I just want to go.
No. Yep. All right, we'll follow you, Pity. Man. I caught back up to Macho and Pity. They went ahead as I took my jacket off and stowed it. But man, this is just a gorgeous part here. I think this is Laurel Fork. River down below just raging. Beautiful forest all around. Lovely. You almost got me, AT. Nice straight going forward. That's a blue blaze. Trail takes a left turn. There's the white blaze. Almost got me. Not today. Look at that. It's 11:30, and earlier than I would usually stop for a lunch break, but it's hard to pass up such a beautiful spot. Some fringed bleeding hearts going on a rock right by the trail. It's a fun little part of the trail, little rock scrambles all about. Can't film because I got to keep both hands on the trekking poles and watch my feet, but just gorgeous. There's Duffy and Pity taking a little break. I'm gonna hike up a little. We're going up, up, up now. So I'll start because I'm slow. All right, leaving the valley behind. Now I've got an 1,800 foot ascent, I think over the course of 2 miles. So time to get to work. It's starting to warm up too, so got some electrolytes on me. Trying to drink more water because I know it's gonna, my body needs it. But bright and sunny. All right, about 650 more feet of ascent to go. Half of this is very exposed. There was one section in the rhododendron. Got to cool off a little bit, but it is just hot and steep. So, but this is the last big push, and then it's downhill, mostly downhill, into Hampton. So, better get going. Right into Frankenstein. Good to see you, brother.
See you too.
Nomad.
No mo.
No mo.
He's mad
No
all the
mo.
time.
No
anyway,
mo.
so
That's
I
right.
get it.
Well, no, I said I saw nomad on written on the wall, so that's why maybe it's a no mo. And yeah, and coach. So yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Freebird? Hello from home there, Mountain Turtle. Good for you to see me.
That's right. Absolutely. Always love good company. So always happy to run into good people, and we keep crossing paths, which is a good thing. And so yeah, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Variations of slack packing. There's the trekking north, and with their pack on. So bright hot day. I wish I had a lighter. Had no pack. So I'm jealous. But we all meet up at the watering hole, and so yeah, this is our water cooler talk right here. So all right, always good running into you.
All right, take care.
So really great to run into a whole cluster of trail friends who are, I was worried I might not see for days. That was part of the reason, part of the motivation to push hard the last few days, was to catch up to maybe a kind of a bubble of people that I knew would kind of be fun to hike around, and if nothing else, we kind of keep tabs on each other and look out for each other and whatnot. So always good, exchange some contact information too, so we can kind of text and see where each other are. And yeah, so, and of course, naturally, there's a couple of them are staying at a different hostel, but some of them are staying at the same hostel. So it'll be a little bit of an opportunity to catch up and see how everybody's doing and talk about, what everybody's experiencing and who they keep running across and all the news. So that is Mountain Fetterbush. Hopefully it's in focus here. There we go. Starting to see that plant everywhere. But it's a new one to me. First glimpse there at Watauga Lake. It goes for quite a while. It's quite a big lake, and I know a few of my trail friends are excited to do what's called aqua blazing now. We've heard of white blazing, which is staying on the trail, blue blazing, which is taking a side trail, silk blazing, which is getting all the spider webs in your face as you are the first to cross the trail, yellow blazing, which is cheating by taking a car, hence the freeway and the yellow stripes on the road to get you up the trail. And then there's aqua blazing, which, that's kind of a gray area. Some purists don't like it. But, hey, hike your own hike. But, you get in a canoe and you just, you go from spot to spot and you catch back up with the trail a little bit later on down the line. And there's only a couple of places that you can do that with any kind of significant, amount of mileage that would be equivalent and make it worthwhile. First, here's Watauga Lake, and then, as I understand it, in Shenandoah, in the Shenandoahs, the Shenandoah River, that also is parallels the AT. So, a couple opportunities to do it. If that's your thing, go for it. Makes for part of your story. But if you don't want to, or you think that's aqua blazing is not your style, then you don't have to do it. It's optional. So. I'm just gonna stick to heading northbound. I'll see if there's some slack packing options to change it up a little bit, but I'm not anticipating any between at least here and Damascus that'll be worthwhile. I did forget about one other color of blazing that I know of, and there's probably more, but I've also heard of platinum blazing, which is basically enjoying your trek along the AT by staying at glorious, lots of hostels and just burning up your credit card and spending tons of cash on luxuries. I have no problem with that. But some people are on tighter budgets and can't do that, so maybe they judge those that aren't on tight budgets and say that they're platinum blazing by staying in all these great hotels and having private rooms and whatever else. These they're not necessary expenses, but they make the trek more enjoyable. So hey, you're still doing all the blazes, so why not, if you can afford to, live it up. Alright, I think I completed what they call the Pond Mountain Wilderness. And I think got just a little ways. We're going to check the map. I think we're getting close to the shelter. Not the shelter, the hostel. Coincidentally, the AT does offer zip lining as one of its means of travels. I mean, that or those are just high voltage towers. One of the two. Zip lining would be a lot of fun though. A lovely dogwood right by the trail. Dogwoods are so pretty. I know Darby loves them too. Alright, I think that road down there is pretty much where we take a blue blaze over to Boots Off. So I'm excited about that. Tell your feet you are almost there. One last climb. We're trying to convince ourselves. Think happy thoughts.
Think of food.
All right. Hello, hello.
All right, that wraps up day 42. Made it to Boots Off Shelter. Time quickly got away from me. By the time you check in, get cleaned up, get your laundry, devise a plan, check out resupply if I needed it, grab the shuttle for dinner, come back, eat dinner, and then start editing. It quickly is now after 8 p.m. and time to start thinking about getting some rest for tomorrow. But all in all, a really good day. 14.2 miles, I believe. And along the way, I ran into pretty much everybody I'd hoped I'd run into. Either they're here at this hostel or I saw them on the trail. So really good to meet up with lots of trail friends. Especially after being alone for a little bit. I feel, it makes me feel like I've got people that, I'd be worth hiking in and around. So that's really good. And most importantly, I devised a plan for leaving here tomorrow and heading towards the next town stop, which is Damascus, Virginia. So a good day, some good views. It was hot, climbing out of the Laurel Falls area, but man, that Laurel Falls was spectacular. So, I'm going to get some sleep. So, thanks for following along. See you in my next chapter.